What's up? Huh? What bags? Probably so. I'm live though. I'm sorry. Yo, what's up? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, wherever you get your podcast needs from. It's your boy back again on this beautiful Wednesday night. Yes, I'm a little late. I had some technical difficulties earlier. But you already know what it is. It's X and O Sports game day preview each and every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, or at least try to be at 7 o'clock. It is basketball season is now upon us, and yeah, man, I will be predicting the NBA standings for both the East and the Western conferences, as well as doing my usual uh, prediction of the football games this weekend, NFL and college, and also announcing the new AP 25 top 25 poll. Before we get started, please like, share, and subscribe to Titletown TV on YouTube, Facebook, and whatever you get your podcast needs from. Um, this is Titletown TV presents X and O Sports Game Day Preview. Let's get started, man. Like I mentioned before, we are going to talk about the NBA standings, how the playoffs might go. Some of my favorite teams who I like coming into the season. Of course, I'm a Lakers fan. As you can see, the Lakers merch, Kobe merch. Rest in peace, to my boy Kobe Bean Bryant. But yes, man, we had a tough loss last night. Started to come back a little bit till the end. Ended up ultimately losing by I think 14 points. At one point, we down by 25 to the Warriors. But today, I will be using the Enjoy Basketball NBA standing machine, which was created by Kitty Beecher, one of my favorite YouTubers. Um, Enjoy Basketball is his brand, pretty much. Just just informing people that they just need to enjoy basketball, stop being so critical of their teams, other teams, different players, and stuff like that. Just enjoy basketball, enjoy the game. Remember why they fell in love with the game in the first place, and not get so caught up in the fandom of it, and just enjoy the game, whether it's playing or just watching it. Well, I'm gonna do the East and West Conference. I'm gonna do both of them pretty differently. I think I'm gonna do the West top to bottom, and I'm gonna do the East bottom to top. So if I got your team too high or too low, please comment in the comment section. Um, I'm only one man, and I won't have the opinions of billions of people, but this is my opinion. So I think how things gonna go. If you think I'm wrong, you want to play some bets and stuff like that, please comment in the comment section. Uh, your feelings and opinions. But let's get started. My number one overall seed. Yes, I kind of got a glimpse of them last night. Number one, I had the Golden State Warriors. Last night, they seemed like they're in just mid-season form. Everything was clicking. The offense was going through everybody. It wasn't just a single focus on Steph Curry, the former Finals MVP, unanimous MVP. Clay got some shine. Kaminga made a lot of hustle plays. Uh, Andrew Wiggins got his spots, and what I'm saying, got made the best of his opportunities. Draymond Green did a great job facilitating the game. Um, what I'm saying, making his force known on defense at the end of the ball. Uh, just doing everything he needs for him to do. Jordan Poole shows why he's next up, why he's next in line. Who showed why they gave him that big bag a few days ago, or about a week ago, whatever. Him and Andrew Wiggins both are on those contracts. Um, Even the ton of guys they brought in to replace some guys they didn't retain from that championship team. A guy like Jamaica Green stood up on defensive end, in for a guy like Otto Porter, and Gary Payton Jr., DiVincenzo, Dr. DiVincenzo, a guy who won two championships at while he was at Villanova, so he knows how to win. He understands the winning culture, so he was fit very well in this new look Warriors. Kevon Looney showed his value last night. Just a great game from them. Of course, I hate my Lakers losing some last night, but it is what it is. Well, at number two, I have I think I have Denver number two, simply because even without their second and third star Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr., they were able to secure a top three seed last year. Was able to get Jokic his second MVP in a row. I believe he's going to either repeat or be one of the top two or three players for that MVP coveted MVP award. Um, with his guys returning, Jamal Murray, who provide an extra spark to the offense more than what Jokic can bring. Also, Michael Porter Jr. can score with the best of them. Big, long perimeter defender. Um, yeah, man, I really believe it will be much improved. Bones Highland, a great backup point guard, also can play some two guard next to Murray, can bring some more length to that guard position. Um, they they let go of Monte Morris, let him go to free agency, ended up in Washington, and so now Bones Highland is that full time backup point guard. So whenever Jamal Murray is ready, we have a guy like Bones Highland able to step in while he's gone, and also play next to him once he gets back full time as well. So I have the Denver Nuggets at number two. At number three, um, I have the New Orleans Pelicans. Man, if they can remain healthy, they're definitely one of the best top five. You have C.J. McCollum, local kid, and Herbert Jones, at the two. Bi Brandon Ingram at the three. Zion Williams at the four. Jonas Valanciunas at the five. And you have a plethora of guys coming off the bench. Dyson Daniels, Kyra Lewis Jr. Hopefully can come back healthy and see why he was so why he was a lottery pick as well. You have Jose Alvarado, one of the best defensive point guards in the league, a la Patrick Beverly, young Patrick Beverly. Um, Going to have Jackson Hayes as a backup center. So you got some pieces down there in New Orleans that really makes noise. I think a healthy Zion Williamson could catapult them into a top four seed in the West. Um, I know this is video games, but 2K Sims, what I've seen all over the internet and in person, have New Orleans reaching the finals majority of the time. So I mean, it can't just be me thinking this as well. So the number three, I have New Orleans Pelicans, and rounding out the top four, um, I have the Los Angeles Clippers. Man, it hurt me to say that, man. Me being a Lakers fan, having to share the stadium arena with another LA team, and them being better than us, possibly being better than us this year. But man, if Kawhi and PG can both come back healthy, play some games together, man, get that cohesion back together. Um, we know they can do separately, but when they come together, they're even better. Um, this year should show why Kawhi wanted Paul George in LA with him as well. Defensively, they have so much defensive versatility, man, with Marquis Morris, Robert Covington, um, Reggie Jackson, and John Wall in that 1-2 um, point guard matchup, point guard position. Not sure who's going to start. Me personally, I'll probably start John Wall. Let Reggie Jackson be the heater off of the bench. Robert Covington provides that defensive versatility where you can have him guard guys like Luca or um, some of the big guys, the bigger fours like um, Jokic and Giannis, guys like that. While on offense, PG and Kawhi Leonard can maximize their potential. Um, Next up at number five, we have the Memphis Grizzlies, a team who proved with or without their superstar John Morant is one of the better teams in the league. Um, I would have them higher up in the top four seed, but Jared Jackson missed a lot of time to begin the season. They could be off to a slow start, which could stop that momentum, could limit some of their wins early on in the season. But I still see them as a playoff team. They might be a piece away. Possibly trading a Dylan Brooks or Trey Jones, backup point guard they have, for a third piece, third score, um, to help John Moran out. Could definitely be beneficial. So we'll see how that goes. I know a team like the Jazz who might be trading Jordan Clarkson later on, or the Pacers who could be tanking in the East. Um, Still got Buddy Hield and Miles Turner. Uh, they could be looking to move. Um, who also has some trade pieces to play around with. Um, Maybe an Ed Gordon from the Rockets, guys like that. Just some of the people that add on to what they already got. Maybe Terrence Ross from the Magic, people like that. Number six, we have the Dallas Mavericks. Yes, Luka Doncic. You could may uh, may see them as a lower seed because of what they lost in Jalen Brunson. But honestly, I think they actually got better. Honestly, I know Jalen Brunson was a big deal, but I think getting Christian Wood to play that four position while having McGee at the five could really bring out the best in the offense. You have a guy like McGee who can get it done on defense end, who rim runs, who gets rebounds. Then you have the four, you have a stretch four, and Christian Wood. We got some defensive versatility with Dorian Finney-Smith. We got Luca, who's all world, all NBA point guard, shooting guard, whatever you want to call him. Spencer Dinwiddie, let's not forget, 2 3 years ago in Brooklyn, he did average over 20 points. So he can get a job done on the offensive end. And you get guys like Reggie Bullock, who could knock down threes off of the bench. Um, Dwight Powell, uh, Bogdan Monovich, backup center, guys like that who can just, you know what I'm saying, fit that system and play alongside, can know how to play alongside Luka Doncic, and be the right role players for him. But yeah, Dallas will be back in the hunt, man. They made the Wisconsin finals. They can at least make the top six seed. All right, let's get down towards the bottom, man. We at number seven now. At number seven, I have the Minnesota Timberwolves. Yes, despite trading for Rudy Gobert, I think they're going to struggle a little bit because of we have depth issues. Not really sure who's playing the small forward for them, whether it's going to be Anthony Edwards again or maybe a Jaden McDaniel or a Kyle Anderson playing that small forward position. Nobody knows just yet. And even then, backing up that start five, that not really too much depth on that defense. Probably have another year or two to up that bench. But yeah, man, Minnesota makes that jump, man. Gets truly into the playoffs at number seven. Um, I think they make it this year at number seven. Cat and Rudo could be definitely a dangerous 1-2 big man. Uh, all right, a team that y'all probably expected to be a little higher up, but I'm a little down on this year simply because of the way Chris Paul ended the season last year. But man, I see Chris Paul taking another step back and not being the player I'm used to seeing him be. So I have Phoenix down at number eight. They still make the playoffs, but I think that championship window is definitely closing. Uh, they didn't want to bring back DeAndre Jordan. They was linking him around, thinking about trade talks, but to the last minute, they closed the deal. Was able to bring back their star center, which that doesn't. If I'm a player, that's not a good sign, man. I know they want me back because of what I can bring, but I truly don't want me. I truly don't want to pay me that money that I think I'm deserving of. Please move me somewhere else. So they could be without DeAndre Aiden. But back to Chris Paul, man. He is one of the main reasons why they've been so good over the last couple of years, and him taking a step back could really affect this team unless Devin Booker makes that like superstar Kobe type of jump, which we know it definitely be him. But I'd rather not have a guy like him carry that team so much when you have a guy like Chris Paul, who's a former All Star, former All NBA, future Hall of Famer, DeAndre Ayton making all this money, Michael Bridges, who's one of the great wing defenders, also can knock down the trade shot. Cameron Johnson, who's a young power forward, possibly could be starting this year for you guys. Jay Crowder, who isn't happy, he's already told that he wants to be traded, got his destination, so he could be gone. And if Chris Paul isn't playing the great, who is that backup point guard to come in and fill in for him? Is it Cameron Payne again? Uh, we didn't see it from last year, so why believe we're gonna do it this year? So yeah, man, I got the Phoenix Suns number 8, and simply, I want my Lakers to be higher. So I do have them at number 9 at the moment, only because we haven't made any moves to where I can see us being much higher. Maybe last night Russ showed me off the bench he can get it done. So maybe Russ not the issue. I know we got had guys like Lonnie Walker play last night and Wayne Gabriel play last night. There's a bunch of guys you just wouldn't imagine being the guys who were leaning on to make the playoffs. Kendrick Nunn, he knocked down some threes last night. He did play pretty well. I think LeBron and 80 combined for 59, 60 points. That's great and all. That's what we need from them. But definitely looking at the third, fourth guy, like, who is it? I know Russ is coming off the bench right now, and the experiment is going good so far. It hasn't translated game wise, but definitely can see what they're doing there. Maybe we could get someone else uh, to fill that void. Maybe trading a Russ and those future first round picks for a Buddy Hield and a Miles Turner guy we talked about for Memphis, or or Terrence Ross in or Orlando, or Mike Conley and Jordan Clarkson from Utah. Teams that need some cap flexibility and also get rid of some older contracts they're rebuilding. Teams like that could possibly help us out going in to a couple of last years of LeBron's contract. At number 10, rounding out the playoff spots, we have I think I'm gonna go with the Kings. I think they're slightly better than Portland. Portland, we know what Damian Lillard can bring to each and every night to the Portland Trailblazers. How much he means to that team. Um, but I think this season is solely predicated on the development of Shaden Sharp, where he is from a basketball standpoint. He didn't play all of 2021. Last time we saw him, he was in high school. He had committed to Kentucky, ended up not playing no games at all. So we'll see where he is from a development standpoint. He's probably going to spend a lot of his rookie year off the bench, backing up Damian Lillard and Anthony Simons. Speaking of Anthony Simons, what is his role next to Damian Lillard full time? Both smaller guards who can hit the tray shot, who could lead the offense. But I don't want to be stuck in the same situation they were years ago with CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard. They got much they can out of that. Uh, what is the potential for that? They're ultimately going to be uh, the swan song for Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard gonna ride out his contract with the Blazers, and then eventually Anthony Simons succeeds him as the starting point guard of the team. Is Anthony Simons eventually going to be the sixth man, while Shaden Sharp developed into the superstar combo guard? We know him to be coming out of high school. We'll see. But as for the Blazers go, but as for Sacramento at number 10, I do think they're slightly better than Portland. They do have De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis, of course. But I think drafting Keegan Murray was the right idea. Staying away from Jaden Ivey, another small point guard, adding to the rotation of De'Aaron Fox and Donovan Mitchell, Davion Mitchell, and Malik Monk. Definitely wasn't the right move. So definitely taking Keegan Murray was the right thing to do for that Sacramento offense. All right. Um, the teams outside of the playoffs. Um, Different things get a little tough. That bottom four in the West could go either way. Um, just on paper, currently on paper, I think the Jazz are better than the other teams. I know they traded away Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell and got all these picks and stuff like that, and it looks like they're tanking. I get it, I understand it, but they still have Mike Conley, they have Colin Sexton, they have Jordan Clarkson, they have Walker Kessler, who could develop into one of the best defensive centers, similar to Rudy Gobert. Maybe you don't have to tank and get Victor Wembanyama, which would be a great piece for them. But maybe Walt Kessler turns into that all-star defensive center that we had in Rudy. Maybe they can get a Scoot Henderson instead. Give Scarlett Sexton a running mate, or maybe they are better than what they should be and drop down and end up with Nick Smith or one of the Thompson twins. Uh, One of the top two seeds might not be in the Jazz future. What I'm saying. Number two, number 13. I'm going with the Houston Rockets that they already on the board. But yeah, man, I got the Houston Rockets. I think Jalen Green is going to continue to take that the next step, man. Continue to towards superstardom. He looked like a all star this summer during the preseason. Um, they extended Kevin Porter Jr., so obviously they believe in him at their long term answer at point guard. Jabbar Smith looks decent. I know it might have been open for Chet or Apollo Banchero, but of the three, Jabbar was my favorite coming out of college. Alfred Sengun could be a great guy playing next to him at center. We'll see how they go. DeJounte Tate is coming off injury, so at the beginning of the season, so that it could slow down the development of that team. But once they come back healthy, make some more moves like getting rid of Eric Gordon's big contract and trading him to a playoff contender. They can continue to develop those young guys, and um, we never know how the lottery might fall. It might end up with a top three pick again this year. All right, the bottom two, the last two Texas teams. We have San Antonio and Oklahoma City. I have San Antonio number 14. I can't see Coach Pop selling for last in the West again this year. And also, I believe in some of the pieces they have. Um, Josh Primo will be starting one of those guard spots, one of the two. Devin Vassell looks like one of the future 3 and D wings. Him and Keldon Johnson, guy who can play 2, 3, and 4. They drafted Jeremy Shohan out of Baylor, who looks like he could possibly be a great stretch forward down the line. If they have Dr. Pirtle, which I don't see him hanging on too very long, but if he is these long term answers at center, they do have someone who's reliable, who's been around the game a long time, uh, down there at center. And also, Trey Jones, man, a guy who they really believe in, who's earned his spot, who's developed into one of the better backup point guard. And now that DeJounte Murray's gone, he could possibly be starting this year. So we'll see how things go with San Antonio. But I do believe they're better than Oklahoma City simply because Chet Holmgren is lost for the season. Um, yeah, man, sad injury, ACL tear. Was hoping to see him and Josh Giddey and Shea Gilders and Kendrick Williams and Lou George uh, uh, grace us um, with that new school international game. We'll see what happens next year. I've seen some situations people put Shea uh, on the trade block. Um, they get a lot of pieces for a guy like Shea, a lot of first round picks, a lot of young pieces to continue to rebuild. And Josh Giddey be that primary ball handler for that team, and another team like maybe a Dallas could use his services, trade Spencer Dinwiddie and some more pieces, um, uh, and a bunch of their first round picks for a guy like Shea who could replace Jalen Brunson. and also elevate their team better than Jalen Brunson when he was there. Maybe he goes back to the Clippers. I, I know it probably take a lot of salary cap, probably the luxury cap. We'll see. But yeah, man, maybe Shea isn't the answer, not because he hasn't played well, but because of that timeline. Don't want to waste his prime. But yeah, man, that is my West Conference uh, 1 through 15 standings. If I could have right now, my favorite to win the Western Conference right now is the Warriors. So hey, man, like, share, subscribe. Please comment your opinions on how you think next year standings will go. All right, time for the East, man. Like I told y'all before, I'm going to bottom to the top. Bottom to the top. Who is my number 15 team? All right. Let's check them out. I think I'm gonna go with the Pacers, simply because they're obviously rebuilding. Um, I can see a world where they could be better than what most people think. But what I'm thinking was going to happen, I think they're going to trade their better players like Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, guys who I mentioned earlier, who could be trade targets for the Grizzlies and the LA Lakers. But yeah, man, I got the Pacers at 15. Just thinking that they're going to be uh, some one of the worst teams in all of basketball after those trades are made. You will still have Chris Duarte and Tyrese Halliburton, Jalen Jalen Smith. Maybe you also trade away backup center, backup point guard TJ McConnell as well to continue that rebuild. Um, whether it's Scoot Henderson or Victor Wembanyama, they could use them. I can see a world where Scoot and Terrence are in the backcourt together with Jalen Smith playing the five, Chris Duarte in the three, possibly find another four. Also, I could see a Victor Wembanyama and Jalen Smith backcourt with Chris Duarte at the three, and whoever playing the two. At 14, uh, my next back team, I have the Charlotte Hornets. I think the um the loss of Mal Bridges is bigger than what they're making it seem. I can and I also see a world where I can see them tanking, trading away Terry Rozier and Gordon Hayward, a guy who took a step back last season, who really started to show their age. And a guy like Terrence Rozier could help any of the top franchises add an extra score to that team. A team like Milwaukee, who could use a scorer off the bench, as well as next to Drew Holiday, who can get his, but is a really good defender. So you can allow him to focus on defense and let Terry Rozier get the buckets on offense. While you still have the sharp shooting of Chris Middleton and just the dominance of Giannis. Um, at 13, who do we have at 13? I'm going to go with Orlando. Orlando Magic. Um, I do see them being much improved with uh, Paolo, but there's still some other moves I think that they need to make ASAP. Like deciding whether Mokel Foles is a part of that team future. Mo Bamba, same question. Jonathan Isaac, guy who's been injured a lot. I think he missed maybe the last year and a half of basketball, but when he's healthy, is one of the best defenders at his position. Um, um, Also, they needed to figure out who's the true point guard. I'm a Jalen Suggs fan. I think he can run the offense just fine. I love Cole Anthony potential as a scorer, or whether it's from the 6 man spot or whenever Jalen Suggs is out. Or they maybe they can figure out how to play together. I don't like that too small guard um, lineup, but we'll see how that goes. Um, Maybe the decision with Michael folks helps that rotation not a lot. Like I mentioned before, I still have Terrence Ross, a guy who could be a huge trade target for some of these playoff contenders. Number 12, um, we have the Detroit Pistons. I have the Detroit Pistons at number 12. Um, simply because I don't think that they're ready just yet. I love what K brings to that team from a leadership standpoint, from a score standpoint, from a length standpoint, as a big guard, a la Luka Doncic. Um, yeah, man, he could definitely take over games. Jaden Ivey could be a definitely a great a piece next to K Cunningham. Marvin Bagley could possibly find a new home, rehabilitated himself since the days in Sacramento. Um, Jaden Duran could be a draft day steal. They still have Isaiah Stewart at a big man spot, but yeah, they could make some noise. They're not just ready for a playoff spot just yet. They're right outside the playoffs. Number 11 seed in the play-in, we have the New York Knicks, um, who should be slightly better than they were last year. Not they have a point guard in Jalen Brunson, and also they've extended R.J. Barrett already. But I don't think Julius Randle is that guy just for them. Maybe they can find a team willing to take on Julian Randle's contract, but he's not the guy in New York for them. I like what they have in Brunson and Barrett. Quickly, Obi Toppin looks like he's improving. Mitch Robinson is a cheap, really good center. Um, but yeah, man, Randall might not be it for them, but I think with all that being considered, I think they're at least good enough to get to the play in, and fight for a playoff spot. Next up, I have the Washington Wizards. They bring back Bradley Beal. Uh, Chris Naps hopefully come back healthy, fully healthy, and show what he can do alongside Beal. Kyle Kuzma, after being traded to the Wizards, showed Big Jump Man was much improved. One of the better players last year on that team. Um, they have Monte Morris running the show at point guard. I was really hoping they got Tata Watch, not because of the last name, but I think that he could really would have fit well alongside Bradley Beal and Chris Naps and Kuzma. Could have hit the guys are really good, but some guys are really good, man, to see off the ball. But John Davis gonna be a great player. Interested to see how he plays next to Beal. um, does he assume a kind of point guard role? Does he slide Bill over to the three? I don't know how they would fit together on the court. Maybe they do more positionless basketball with Porzingis as that small big man, which is kind of crazy to say from a 7 footer, but he's more of a stretch four. So number nine, number nine. Who do we have next? We have the Chicago Bulls. I know my partner uh, Lamar Pullen probably don't like that. But yeah, man, I got them coming in at number nine simply because of the time that Lonzo Ball would miss to start the season could really slow the development of that team. But they have one of the best guard rotations in all the league. They have Ayo Sumo, who is the presumptive starter going into the season. You also have Alex Caruso, um, who's one of the great players coming off the bench players in all of the league. Um, Also, you have Kobe White, who's still in that team, who could score. Um, for a guy his size, Gordon Dragic, you bring in that veteran leadership in the backcourt. Of course, you got Zach Levine and DeMar DeRozan, who are guards, were guards at one point in time in their career. I know DeRozan plays a lot of 3 and 4 now, but could possibly still play a guard position. Maybe can go a little bigger and put um, second point, Demar at the two, Pat Willett at the three, Vucevic and Andre Drummond at the five. Maybe I don't know, just experiment a little bit, get some little more versatility, try some things out, man, until Lonzo gets back. Um, at number eight, I think I have the Toronto Raptors at number eight. I want to put them so much higher, man. This was between them and Miami, but I think Miami, of course, with Jimmy Butler, Hopefully, Tyler Hero being the starter now, continue to make that leap. Bama Adebayo being one of the top big men in the league. Um, I think that put them over the top of the Toronto Raptors. Southern Raptors a lot of length, but they lack a lot in shooting. They have a big guard and Van Vliet. They have OG Toppin, who's very long. Uh, Future superstar, and Scotty Barnes, Siakam, who could be a better five than he was a four man, and we know how he was at the four spot, man. Multi-time All Star for them. Um, Also, Garrett Trent Jr. Precious Achua coming off the bench. At the backup center for spot. But yeah, man, the Toronto Raptors should be one of the top 18, at least the top 18. Could be better, man. We'll see how that goes. At number seven, like I mentioned before, number eight was between them and Miami. So Miami is number 17. Uh, they dropped a little bit this season, simply because of the Kyle Lowry getting a little older, showing a little rush now. Jimmy Butler, as great as we love him, good as he is as a player, a leader, um, is I don't think he's enough by himself. Maybe Tyler Hero makes the All Star jump as a starter. Man, Screws continue to develop. Bam continue to show why he's one of the better big men in all of basketball. Maybe that comes true and they enter that top six, top four seed in the East. But as of right now, that seven I think is a solid spot for them. Um, and then number six, we'll move on to number six. We have the Atlanta Hawks. Yes, we have the Atlanta Hawks. They should must improve as well. They have new starting shooting guard and Dejounte Murray, who's typically a point guard, but playing next to Trey Young, who's a little smaller. Could focus more on scoring, while Dejounte Murray can be that defender. They just extended DeAndre Hunter, so he should be happy, ready to go. Um, to be that second, third scorer for them. John Collins coming back. I expect a big season out of him. Clint Capella could be on his way out. They still have a young backup center and double O. I struggle to say his name. Um, Neka. I was just gonna say that. Maybe that's right. If y'all know who I'm talking about, yeah, Clint could be on his way out, and his job could be already taken. He's looking very well during the summer league and also during the preseason. So we'll see how that shakes up that Atlanta Hawks offense. But the next five teams are definitely better than Atlanta. The number five seed, I have the between Brooklyn and Cleveland. Um, I'm gonna go with Cleveland simply because that backcourt of Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell do create some defensive problems on the offensive end, but then on the defensive end they going to struggle. Both guys are very small, aren't too aren't always the guy who lean to for defensive prowess and help and uh, just uh, carrying that defense off on the perimeter. At number four, but let me not do the Cavaliers like that, man. Donovan Mitchell does upgrade their team so much, especially with Evan Mobley evolving to the All Star that he's going to be here soon. Jay Allen, former All Star as well, um, is a great compliment to Evan Mobley. Uh, Take it back to the video games. I did and play with Cleveland on NBA 2K23, and I will say they're pretty OP, man. Kind of hard to stop both Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell in that backcourt, and you're not getting rebounds or coming to the lane on them with Evan Mobley and Jay Allen down low. Number four, I have the Brooklyn Nets. You can't go against. It's hard to go against Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, man. I do believe that Ben Simmons will be back healthy, better than ever, man. Joe Harris is getting a little up in age, but still provides a great shooter off the bench. Seth Curry is a great shooter as well. Um, Royce O'Neal provides a defensive prowess off of defense on the defensive end. Um, Off the bench, TJ Warren is a great backup for Kevin Durant from a score standpoint. But yeah, man, that is the top four, number four seed. Time for the top three. Who is it? Who is the best three teams in the East? At number three, I have Milwaukee. I know they have Giannis. I know, I know they were the defending champs a couple of seasons ago. But yeah, man, I can see them taking a step back. Didn't do very much in the off season to improve their team. Um, Giannis should have a MVP type of season again as well. He's gonna do all he can do to lead that team, but I don't see them making it past the Eastern Conference Finals this season. Like I said before, they could use an extra punch, offensive punch to go along with them. Maybe like I said before, trading for Terry Rozier, guy who could be the sixth man for them, or even a guy next to Drew Holiday. Number two, I have the Boston Celtics. Um, the NBA Finals runner up this past season. Um, they shouldn't hang their heads so low after losing the championship to the Warriors. They played great. They should be much improved. Was able to get Malcolm Brogdon over the offseason. Is bringing back Derek White and Jalen Brown, Jason Taylor. We know what he could do from a leading standpoint, from a score standpoint. Maybe he brings a little better on defense this year. But maybe he doesn't have to. I think Robin Williams will be the full-time starter at center, alongside Al Horford in their front court. They're one of the deepest teams, man. That's why I have them at number two. But number one, I got the Philadelphia 76ers, man. I think this is Embiid and Harden's year. This not if that this year didn't win, I don't know. And we said it a lot about teams we talked about before, like the Lakers and Brooklyn and other teams who this could be their last year. Their championship is closing, but I do believe Embiid will be hungry. He's going to go out there and prove that he is the best center in the league. The Jokic is on a winning because people are feeling bad for him because he lost all these players, but he's lost players to injuries as well. His former running mate ran out of Philly for Brooklyn and Ben 10, Ben Simmons. Um, but yeah, man, I think Embiid will come in with a chip on his shoulder, man. Locking that number one seed, locking up the MVP, taking his team to East Conference Finals and maybe to the NBA Finals against the Warriors. I have the Warriors right now coming out of the West, and out of the East I have the Philadelphia 76ers. Battle of number one. I know that's boring. That's typical. Anybody could have predicted that, but those are the two best teams in basketball for me right now. Um, that Boston Philly rivalry was gonna be something, man. We saw them get a little chippy Monday. Um, but yeah, man, it's going. But last night, so yeah, it's going down. It's going down this season, in basketball altogether. But yeah, man, tell me what y'all think. I'm going to share this to my Facebook. Share it to my Facebook right now. But y'all check out NBA basketball. Enjoy basketball. It has a lot of merch. I think they got a couple shows coming up for a live stream podcast in front of few people in New York City. So y'all go check that out. Go get some tickets. Have a great time. But yeah, man, those were my NBA standings predictions for next season. Dropping comments who y'all feel gonna be the best teams in the East and the West. All right. Um, Carrying on to the next portion of the show, we have the new AP Top 25. Right. Back at number one, we have the Georgia Bulldogs. At number two, we have the Ohio State Buckeyes at number two. At number three, obviously Tennessee after beating Alabama. Number three, Alabama this weekend for the first time in 15 years. The Tennessee Volunteers. Back at number four, we have the Michigan Wolverines back at number four after pounding Penn State this weekend. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I'm back. Had technical difficulties. My computer shut down on us. Where was I? Um, oh, the AP Top 25, man. We're back with that. Top five was Georgia, Ohio State, Tennessee, Michigan, Clemson. Coming in number six, we kind of just switched places with Tennessee at the 3 point loss. We dropped three seeds. Number six, Alabama. Number seven, Ole Miss at number seven. Team we're playing in a few weeks. TCU at number eight. Number nine, UCLA at number nine. Number 10, Oregon. Oh, they play each other this week, so it could be have some Pac-12 implications. Also, some playoff implications as well as top 10 movement in the top 10. They could one of those teams could definitely climb after the weekend. Oklahoma State, who's playing number 20 Texas this weekend. Hopefully, they could bring a victory uh, back to Stillwater. All right, number 12 after losing this weekend, use blah, 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 USC at number 12, Wake Forest 13, 14. We have Syracuse who's playing Clemson, so they could definitely climb. They normally give them some trouble, so we'll see how it goes. This weekend, Utah at number 15, Penn State after losing handily to Michigan drops down to 16. Number 17, Kansas State is kind of holding in the road, man, in that top 15, 20 range for Kansas State. Wildcats, number 18, we have Iowa, who is making some noise, man. Another top 25 ranking again this week. Uh, Kentucky, who's kind of falling off that preseason hype, early season hype, um, back down to reality. Number 19, number 20, we have Texas, who's climbing back. Could be a top 15 seed after the game against Oklahoma State. Clemson. Cincinnati at number 21. UNC at 22. North Carolina State at 23. Mississippi State at 24. And running out the top 25, we have the Tulane Green Waves. Um, all right, let's get into the predict the top games from this weekend and close out the show really fast. At 24, number 24, Mississippi State travels to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, to face the University of Alabama Crimson Tide for their homecoming game. And of course, it's Bama, man. We don't lose to homecoming. Who you think we is? Who y'all think we is? This is not Alabama State. Auburn has a bye week. Luckily for them, um, we'll see who they play next week. UAB versus West Kentucky. I have UAB winning this game. They just looking good this season, man. UAB thought the teams was really hot. Their defense is playing really good. We'll see how it goes. And then the battle of South Alabama, we have Troy versus South Alabama at South Alabama. I'm going to give the slight edge to South Alabama simply because of I think they have more talent over Troy. All right, get into the top five games of the rest of the college football. We have Iowa versus number two, um, Ohio State. This is a could be a spoiler game for Ohio State. Iowa plays most teams really well, um, especially in conference teams. So we'll see. Do Ohio State get tripped up this game? Like I mentioned before, Syracuse playing number five, Clemson, this week. Could be another spoiler game for them as well. Texas trying to climb into the top 15, top 10 range. Takes on number 11, Little Iowa State, Oklahoma State, in Sweetwater, and then we have UCLA versus the Oregon Ducks, a matchup of 9 to 10 Pac-12 teams, and then the round out the top five games of the week, we have number 17 Kansas State versus number 8 TCU. Could be a hiccup game for TCU. TCU could run into the Wildcats like Oklahoma did. and other teams in that Big 12. All right. Um, TCU winning that game. UCLA winning. Texas with the upset. Clemson nearly beating Syracuse, and then Ohio State completely demolishing Iowa. All right, let's get into a few games in the NFL. We have the Cleveland Browns taking on the Baltimore Ravens, a battle of two teams that could be 6-0 and also could be 0-6. Two teams who have lost close games as of late, especially the Baltimore Ravens who lost games, all three of their games by 3 points, 3 or 4 points, 4 points or less. However you want to put it, man. Could are literally 3 or 4 points away from being 6-0. I have the Ravens win this game pretty handily. The Browns aren't there quite yet, but they are making the best of their season. Their starting quarterback, of course, is on suspension. Um, Having some turmoil in their backfield with Kareem Hunt and Ernest Johnson, both likely looking for trades before the trade deadline. Um, Probably need some more receiver help. Defense is playing good, but not to the potential we thought they could be. So I have the Ravens win this game. We have a battle of two AFC South teams. We have the Indianapolis Colts and the Tennessee Titans. Two teams are both 3-2. The Colts are 3-2-1 with the tie earlier this season. Um, had the Titans win this game, but I also could see a Colts winning this game. I did um, go against them last week, and they did upset. Um, what team did I have them picking last week? Oh, the Jaguars. I had the Jaguars beating the Colts last week, and the Colts ended up winning. So I'm gonna go with the Titans one last time, and maybe the Colts don't show up. And if the Colts win this game, I might have to put some more respect in the name because they're clearly the head and shoulders above the the teams in the AFC South, and I'm not giving them enough respect. Next game we have the Atlanta Falcons versus the Cincinnati Bengals, who are both 3-3. Who comes out with a winning record, we'll see. I'm going to go with the Bengals simply because of their high power offense. I know they have struggled to protect Joe Burrow, but the Colts have struggled. The Falcons have struggled to protect Marcus Mariota as well. Um, Not much going offensively. Their defense is kind of keeping them into games. We'll see if Mariota can lead their team to victory over the Super Bowl runner-up. Next game, we have teams, two West teams from different sides of the NFL. The NFC South, NFC West, Seattle Seahawks at 3-3, and then the AFC West, uh, 4-2, Los Angeles Chargers coming off a victory against the Broncos this past Monday night. I have the Chargers win this game, but I don't know, man. The Seattle Seahawks looking really, really good. Are surprising a lot of teams, picking up some victories they probably shouldn't win. Um, we'll see. Let's see if Gino can be that comeback player of the year and continue to lead that team to victories. Only time will tell. But yeah, man, I really like the Chargers. I know Justin Herbert's playing hurt right now and isn't playing his potential, but having his team at 4-2 and his condition right now, uh, a la Phillip Rivers, former Chargers quarterback as well. Next game we have the Steelers versus the um, the Dolphins. The Steelers picked up a victory over the Bucks last week, so that could definitely be telling of who possibly could win this game. The Dolphins are still 3-3, have lots of weapons, so any quarterback can come in the offense and really shine really well. Maybe Tua comes back sooner than we think, but as of right now, I got Steelers with the upset victory. I think that defense will be too much for who's ever playing quarterback for the Dolphins this week. One of the top games, a possible Super Bowl matchup. We have the Kansas City Chiefs versus the uh, San Francisco 49ers, who are 3-3, while the Chiefs are 4-2. The Chiefs are my favorite team in the league, so I'm going to give them the favoritism edge. But I really do think it's going to be a solid game. The Chiefs are playing lights out. We saw what Travis Kelce did last week, not only from a fantasy standpoint, but from a historic standpoint. One of the only tight ends to ever catch 4 touchdown passes in the game. I think that their offense will be too much for the 49ers to handle. But the 49ers are a pretty really good team. Um, they have some instability at quarterback. Jimmy Garoppolo hasn't played as great, and then of course Trey Lance is hurt and missed now. And in the last game, we have two teams going two different directions. The New York Jets are trading upward, while the Denver Broncos, who we all thought would be Super Bowl contenders, are trading downward. Russell Wilson hasn't played well this season. Got injured Monday night. We'll see whether he plays in the game or not. Um, Only time will tell. But Jets are playing really good on the road. They got Brees Hall finally going. It seems like all pro back, future all pro back. With that being said, I have the New York Jets winning the final game of the top game of the NFL. This has been Sports Talk with KC. Sorry for keeping you guys so long tonight. And that small technical difficulty I had a few minutes ago. But yeah, man, we was able to finish the show. Thank y'all for being patient watching the show. I love y'all as always. Shout out to all my supporters. And before I leave, please attend the um, We Treasure Our Chest uh, breast cancer awareness event from 1 to 5 next Sunday, October 30th at the Bob Miller Center from 1 to 5. Bring kids out, bring your mom, your dad, whoever out, just to get some awareness on breast cancer, dangerous disease. We will be honoring a couple family members and people of our past and our present who beat breast cancer, currently battling breast cancer, and there's so many people we might have lost to breast cancer. So please come out to the We Treasure Our Chance breast cancer awareness events. This has been your boy KaRon Casey Caddell, and this is Sports Talk with KC Game Day Preview. We'll be back next Wednesday at 7 o'clock for Week 9. Yeah, let's go. Peace.